Shalom, shalom. To the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rokah Qudash. Double honor to the apostle nails of great millstone. Peace and blessings to the brothers that are preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, have mercy upon you. Alright, y'all, let's get right into it. We got a proud devil. Esau Edom. Listen up. The name of the video, I'm on the brother's page, the Hopeful Elect 3. Revelation 13:10 is the true definition of reparations.
Hey there, TikTok. So over the past, 10 years, say, since things like Twitter and X and other social media have really exploded. Well, I guess even before that on YouTube. So, coming up on 20 years. There have always been a lot of videos from black people demanding reparations. What I find interesting is that in the last year, maybe 2 years, there's been a growing number of videos from black people telling other black people, get over it. Move on. If you want your bag, go get your bag. But you have to work for it just like everybody else. And quit.
It's amazing how this devil, how they be pushing that stuff and, pushing on you, and have you thinking that they haven't done anything to us, because that was my father, that was my grandfather, my great-grandfather, and my great-grandfather. But they all have what? They all have received, and being the children of those slave owners, they still what? They still own land and property and everything. They own, in other words, they own America. They didn't what? They didn't took it. They didn't took it. Not to go in. I'm gonna go in depth in a minute. But it's kind of, this video is 5 minutes. It's kind of hard to let that devil just run and just run and ramp, and then not come in between his BS that he's talking. But hey, this is the stuff like this is what offend people, especially other Israelites. Y'all too ignorant to see the bigger picture when it comes to captivity. Captivity is a norm, whether you know it or not, in the earth. The rulers of the earth has always had what? Servants. Always had servants. It's literally through what? Through the entire Bible. Right? Esau has done a fantastic job, man. I can say a fantastic job on you Israelites. You all think captivity is your way of life. Y'all think captivity is your way of life. Let's hear a little more. What that precept is, I think Jeremiah 2:14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a home-born slave? Why is he spoiled? Wake up, Israel.
Whining about it. Slavery didn't happen to you. You never knew anybody that was a slave. Nobody that's alive today ever owned a slave. So on and so forth. And this argument has been going on for forever, but especially it's gotten big on social media. But like I said, I see a lot more black people coming out and just telling the rest of the black people to get over it. So my question is to the people that are still whining and crying and demanding reparations. What is reparations? I have never once in my life heard anybody give an actual definition of what it is.
Well, let's get the definition right quick, y'all. Let's get a definition right quick. Let's see if Google gonna tell us the truth, right? What is reparations?
Reparations address past wrongs, like slavery or colonization, through actions such as compensation or recognition. They aim to acknowledge harm, repair damage, and offer justice to those affected.
Who is that? Again, reparations are measures taken to redress historical or ongoing injustices such as slavery, human rights abuses, or colonization through what? Compensation, restitution, or symbolic actions. They aim to what? Acknowledge harm, repair damages, and provide justice to victims, families, or communities. Esau and Edom not doing that. They still gunning us down and treating us wrong. Taking our organs and, doing what they will. They still doing it. Hey. Whew. Has any nations ever received reparations from the so-called, from the white man? It's amazing how she won't speak on this. She said yes. A few nations and groups have received various forms of reparations for colonial. I'm just we're not concerned on no reparations though for those of the hopeful elect. I'm just basically just giving a little more context concerning what it is, because the devil spoke the words out of his mouth, because we know what true reparations is anyway, which is what? Being rulers of the earth. And we're headed right that way. Again, yes, a few nations and groups have received various forms of reparations for colonial era injustices, although comprehensive large-scale financial reparations from former colonial powers to previously colonized nations remain rare. The forms of reparations have vary widely from financial compensation to apologies in return culture. Let's see some examples. Namibia and Germany in 2021, Germany agreed to pay $1.1 billion in financial aid over 30 years to Namibia to fund infrastructure and healthcare projects as form of reconciliation from the genocide of here. I ain't know that. I don't know if it's true or not, whatever. But Kenya in the United States, United Kingdom. I said the United States. No, that was a lie. Kenya in the United Kingdom in 2013, British government paid 19.9 million, around 26.004 million USD in the 5,200 survivors of the torture. Okay, whatever. New Zealand, but indigenous groups in U.S. and Canada, Native American tribes have received some payments and grants from the U.S. government. Hey man, this shit is laughable, because we know that Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he will not. He's not gonna do right by you Israelites. He gonna do what? He gonna do Jeopardy doing now. Jeopardy doing now.
That reparations even means to them or anybody else. Is it a sum of money? Is it 40 acres and a mule? What is reparations as far as you're concerned? Or is it just a club you like to?
Let's use the precept that the brother got right here on when he started out with Revelation 13:10, right? Revelation. This is true reparation right here, right? Revelation 13:10. I'm gonna go into some other precepts, but I always want to get the brother precept that he post up first, right? Revelation 13:10. Right? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. That's true reparations right there. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience in the face of the saints. That's true reparations there, right? And like I said earlier, man, this is this stuff is always sensitive and always offend. So because he started off himself, right, and he told you that black people, so-called black people, coming up against so-called other black people, to get over it. Ain't that some shit? Get over it. Whew, offend people, especially what I'm saying. Oh, other Israelites, right? You know, like I stated earlier, you know, you all too ignorant to see what the bigger picture concerning when it comes to captivity, man. Captivity is what? It's a norm. It's a norm. Why is it a norm? Because captivity is always and had what? We always had servants, man, in the earth, man. It's literally through what? Through the Bible. Can't get over it. Like I said, we've been in captivity so long. I quoted earlier what I say, Jeremiah. Yeah, Jeremiah 2:14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he so spoiled? So the Abraham, say this in Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they all had servants and concubines of what? Of the other nations. And they all are what? What are they? They are Hebrew Israelites. I say Hebrew Israelite because we were known as Hebrews. Then what? When Jacob came and what and gave the 12 tribes of children of Israel, now we all are what? Israelites. Huh? Israelite. Just as all of the what? Of the prophets of the Bible. All of the prophets of the Bible. And a good example, when we did precept, when we get back to the video, will be Apostle Paul. What did he say? Apostle, what that is? Apostle Paul. Who y'all love using anyway? Y'all love using Apostle Paul. You're talking about you true Gentiles. Y'all love using Apostle Paul. You know, I'm going to get back on the captivity portion of the video, but Apostle Paul said a couple of things. Let's go to, let me see. Oh yeah, 2 Corinthians. That's what I want. 2 Corinthians 11. Listen to this here. Right? 11 and verse 22. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. How you gonna? You can't get around that. How you gonna get around? Get around that? You know, you Israelites, man, y'all are finished, man. Finished. Especially in this captivity here. This is why the world needs an actual do-over. Duh. Remember the flood? The earth drowned, and what? The whole earth was drowned except for 8 people, man. 8 people. 8 people. Romans 11 and 7. What then Israel has not obtained? What? That which he seeketh for? But what? But the election has obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So you all can't see, as Israelites, you all can't see. Only the election, which is the elect, knows who are the true. Should I say the elect knows who they truly are, and in knowing this, knows that that captivity is what is required among rulers. Can't get around it.
Beat white people over the head with and want to continue doing for all eternity. Just, you actually don't have any kind of definition. You have no idea what it is. You just want to beat people over the head with it. I suspect it's the latter. You just want the club to beat white people with. But if you actually have a definition of what reparations is for you, give us the list. Put it down on paper. Define it. Then we can talk about whether or not you should give.
Let's start off with the Bible. Isaiah 14:1. The Lord, Yahweh, will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Jacob is known as the what? The southern tribe of the children of Israel, right? Well, I mean, as a whole, we all are what? We are Jacob's children. But in this precept here, for the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, which is the southern tribe of the children of Israel, and will yet choose Israel, which is the northern tribe of the children of Israel. Because we are what? At the present moment, but in the days to come, we're going to be one stick. Won't be no northern and southern tribe, right? And set them in their own land. And the strangers, there go those strangers. That's not separate from what, and those same people that will yet choose Israel, which are the strangers, shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the what? To the house of Jacob. And I mean, it literally stayed in context concerning Jacob and Israel. It stayed in context. How are you going to put another nation in this paragraph right here when it said again, for the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Talk about the children of Israel. And set them in their own land. Huh? Quotation, then what? And the strangers, them same strangers, that are going to be what? Set and joined with what? With them, they shall cleave to the what? To the house of Jacob. It did not go out of context concerning it. What do I want? Let's just read on. And the people, because he said he won't want to know what it is. Give him the true definition of reparation. We're finna give it to you right now. Right? But we're not concerned about reparation. We're concerned about, because having true rulership of the earth is not what you think. Verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them. You know what? I really don't want to break through. Let's hear. Let me see if I can get through this here, y'all. Well, it's kind of hard to hear the devil proudness. It's a couple minutes. I'm gonna let them go. I'm gonna let them ramble on through. Then I'm gonna get back to this precept. I'm gonna come back to 14. Then we're gonna get into it.
Yet reparations or not, and then you can shut the fuck up. Everybody, including a lot of black people, are sick to fucking death of you whining cunts. Always wanting your reparations, when you can't even define what the fuck that is. So tell us what it is. Do you want every black person in America gets $1 million and then you'll shut the fuck up? You'll forget about it, you move on with your life? Or, every black person has to get $1 million a year for the rest of their lives in perpetuity? Give us the number. Give us the short list. What is it? Whatever it is, we're just all sick and fucking tired of you, and we want you to shut the fuck up. Because there's a hell of a lot more important things going on. There are more slaves today just in the Middle East than there were in the entire Western Hemisphere during the height of the Atlantic slave trade. You don't give a fuck. There are more slaves in
This dumb fuck still talking about us and don't even know it.
Africa today than during the entire Atlantic slave trade. You don't give a fuck. There are more slaves today in America thanks to Biden's open border policy than there ever were during the height of the Atlantic slave trade. And you don't give a fuck. You're just trying to get whatever. You just want to beat people over the head with the club of demanding reparations without any plan, any thought on what that actually is. So tell us. Put it in the comments. I don't give a fuck if you call me whatever the fuck you want to call me. It's all...
A red devil. You know, accountability is like a foreign language to these devils. Right? It's like a foreign language to these devils. Just like it's a foreign language to Eve. When they never take accountability for their actions. Never take accountability.
Bullshit terms that don't mean anything anymore anyway. You want to call me a racist? Fuck it. I don't give a shit. It's not racist to ask you what it is you want for fucking reparations. You're the ones demanding it. Tell us what the fuck you want. And then shut the fuck up.
Can't wait. But anyway, let's get it. That's it right there, y'all. Again, verse 14 of Isaiah 14:1. Let's get through it. For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Right? And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Talking about the northern kingdom of the children of Israel, which was the strangers that Apostle Paul came to, and that was preaching to, those Gentiles, those foreigners. They were what? Just like we over here, just like he's talking about us, and we over here is what? We still in captivity. We still in the hands of what? Of our enemies. We are strangers to this land. We still, well, even though initially this land was belonged to our brothers and sisters, which is the northern kingdom of the children of Israel, right? But the southern tribe of the children of Israel that came from the west coast of Africa, right, on those ships, we are still the same people, but we are the southern tribe, northern and the southern tribe of the children of Israel, or what? Now they're in what? They're in captivity together over here, what? In America. Can't get around it, y'all. Verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. This true reparation right here. And the house of Israel shall what? Shall possess them. In the land of the Lord, Yahweh, for servants and handmaids. That's true reparations right there. Right? The servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captive, who captive they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. That's true reparations right there. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrows. Because right now you still over us, and you still proud as hell. You talking shit. You still talking shit. And they shall take them captives. That's when your ass going. That's when true reparation gonna come. When your ass had them chains on your neck. And they shall take them captives, who captive they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. That's true reparations right there. And it shall come to pass in that day. What day? The day of the Lord, Yahweh, shall give thee rest from thy sorrows again, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. Then in that day you're going to know. In that day you're going to know, devil, what true reparations is. You know, this is why you see and hear so-called white men as such speaking truth, right? You know, you got someone speaking truth because... for one thing, this great awakening, along with Esau, Edom, in the process being cast down, was what was preached before what said hell on earth came, because hell is a condition, and that condition is of hell, meaning what? If you catching hell on earth, and you, like Esau, Edom, they just recently just started catching hell. In this devil's kingdom. Wait a minute now. This is what I want to do. Before I do this here, before I say it, let's go to Jeremiah. Because let's read verse 4 again first. Thou shalt, no, I didn't read verse 4, which is Isaiah 14:4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. Who is that? That's America. And say, How has the oppressor ceased the golden city? What golden city? Ain't that a miracle? All these proud devils over here. Yeah, they proud as hell. Verse 12. This is what's going on. How art thou falling from heaven? Meaning rulership. This is why he's on him running their rant, because they're catching hell now in their own kingdom. By what? By the hands of their own. Which is the upper echelon, which is the elite. How art thou falling from heaven, O Lucifer, Esau Edom, which is the elite. This is why they needed what? A reboot of the system. What? Because they thinking that what? That they're going to establish their birthright and continue to be rulers of what? Of the earth. Which is the son of the morning. How art thou cut down to the ground, which did of what? Weaken the nations. Huh? That's rulership. Esau Edom possessed right now in this present moment. Right? Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He controls the earth in this present moment. But let's go to Jeremiah. Right? Actually, Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51 and verse 25. Behold, I am against thee. Who is that? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Proud as hell. See the devil, the red devil there? His skin ain't white, it's red. Right? I am against thee, O destroying mountain. And that destroying mountain is America. Huh? Their government, saith the Lord Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth. Huh? Start with their philosophies and all of their what? Their lies. With philosophy, they have what? They have destroyed the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks. And who don't know that Esau Edom came from the rocks? Yeah, we're gonna take away all that proudness, all that damn proudness. Yeah, we're gonna get all that voice, all that bass out your voice. Thee down from the rocks, and I will make thee a what? A burnt mountain. All 5,000 square miles of this place will be what? A burnt mountain. Let's go back to Isaiah 14 and 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, which is America, which is the daughter of Babylon, and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. That's America. You can't get around it, man. Let's go to Psalms right quick, which is what I want, 19. Pull it right on, came right to it. Boy, that's the spirit. 19 and 1. The heavens declare the glory of thy power, and the firmament showeth what his handiwork. They unto uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language wherein the voice is not heard. Who is that? The prophets. They're lying, which is what? The internet. This is why you hear these jokers. This is why you hear the so-called white man in the upraise in the present moment. Because why? That line, meaning the internet, their line is gone out through all the earth. Huh? This prophecy, this great awakening, right, and giving Esau Edom hell and telling them they're going into what? Captivity under us. That line has gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them has he set a what? A tabernacle for the sun. Imagine that. And that which goes into what? Obadiah 15. I got your answer for you, devil. Which is what did I say? Obadiah. Actually 1 and 18. And the house of Jacob, which is the southern tribe of the children of Israel, which I read in what? In Isaiah 14 and 1. In the house of Jacob, which is the southern tribes, right? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, shall be a fire. In the house of what? Of Joseph, which is the northern kingdom of the children of Israel, right? Which is Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Zebulun, Gad, Reuben, Asher, Issachar, and Naphtali, right? Shall be a what? A flame. In the house of Esau for stubble. That's the elimination of those devils after the what, that 1,000 year captivity. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh has spoken it. What's that? Job? Listen up. Proud devil, listen up. Job 5 and verse 11. Job 5 and 11. To set up on high those that be low. Who low? The Israelites. They are so low until they forgot who they are. They are so low until they can't even fathom being over their oppressors. To set up on high those that be low, that those which moan may be exalted to what? To safety. So we are not in safety, not in the hands. How can a person be in safety when they're gunned down and taking advantage of what? Daily, hourly. Right now, somebody's doing something to what? A so-called black person, in one of these cities in America, gunning them down, which is starting with the so-called black man. But verse 12, he disappoint the devices, meaning the MOTB. This is what they're trying to establish, y'all. That new world order. They go into that new world order and that micro chip that they're going to use. The devices of what? Of the crafty, right? Called Esau Edom. He's a subtle devil, right? Right? And who's in bed with him? Our woman in bed with him, with this devil. He's crafty, so that their hands cannot perform the enterprise. What enterprise? Which is established in what? Their new world order. Verse 13, which is where I want to get, which is the point. Because Edom is being at this present moment, he's being cast down. This is why this devil is online screaming now. Because he's catching hell. You need reparation now. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. See, he think he's wise, he think he's smart. Because why? He's still proud. They still have their kingdom to boast and brag. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. This Esau Edom being cast down out of rulership. Huh? He's being cast down out of rulership. But hey, this gospel again is preached before and said why Esau Edom is catching hell on earth. What I do want to do? Matthew's 24 and verse 24:14. Huh? This gospel, y'all. 24 and 14. Matthew 24 and verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. He didn't heard it. You know why I know he heard it? Listen to him. He online now, talking shit because this gospel have went out, and they're tired of the Israelites because we are doing what? We're in the process of prophesying and prophesying your downfall, and as we are prophesying, what happened? Your kingdom is crumbling. Mark 13 and verse 10. And the gospel must first be Be published among all nations. Why? Because Esau Edom will start with you Israelite. You wicked 2/3. You all have to be what? You all have to be rebuked and judged and told that you're going to that you're going to die over in America with your enemies. Right? These heathens. And the heathens got to know that the Heavenly Father is going to start with this kingdom, which is America, which is Babylon, is going to be destroyed. All 5,000 square miles of it is going to be reaped with with fire. Ain't no getting around it. There's no getting around prophecy, because prophecy has always been part of of our heritage of the Israelites coming back and reincarnated and preaching this gospel to who? Listen up. Luke 4:18. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. Who are the poor? The Israelites. That's catching hell over here in the devil's kingdom. But first and foremost, who? The elect. The elect is being gathered out of the what? Out of the four corners of America, right? Mainly. But in the earth, because most of the elect is coming right up out of America, because this gospel is here, right? Started here, and it's going to end here. Preach the gospel of the poor, and he has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance. Who needs to be delivered? You don't need to be delivered, the red man. You don't need to be delivered because that's why you're so proud and talking shit. Preach deliverance to what? To the captives. Who are the captives? Huh? The ones that are screaming about reparations. They know they were in captivity. Preach deliverance to the captives and recovering of sight to the blind. Huh? Israel is blind as hell. Huh? And what that is, Romans 11:7. What then? Israel has not obtained that which he seeketh for what? But the election, meaning the elect, has obtained it, and the rest were blinded. They all want reparations and want this devil's kingdom to continue. We, as the hopeful elect, we don't want it to continue, because why? We know true rulership is what? Is you bowing down, devil. That's what it is. That's true rulership here in what? On earth. But you ninjas of the world are bruised so bad that y'all speak of saving your enemies even before even thinking about yourselves. This is what y'all do. Mark 4 and verse 19. To preach the acceptable year of the Lord, which is what we're in. And he closed the book, which is the Bible, and he gave it again to the minister, and sat down. In the eyes of all them that were in the synagogue were fastened on him. So the world is what? Is fasting and what? And hearing the what? The true gospel that is being preached, mainly over here in America. And we're what? We're telling you all to your face and giving you a warning from your Hashem Yahushua that your end is near. And you see it. That's the overall effects of being a true prophet of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And he began to say unto them, this day is this scripture fulfilled in your ears. Huh? He's hearing it. He's tired of us. This truth is what? Is a pain in the ass for him. And in the process of the truth being such a pain in the ass, he don't want to hear it anymore. This is why he's screaming to the top of his lungs. But guess what? Isaiah 61. Yes, we love it. Isaiah 61. We're glad you're getting upset, right? Isaiah 61 and 1. The Spirit of the Lord God Yahweh is upon me, because the Lord Yahweh has anointed me to preach good tidings. What's the good tidings? The laws, the gospel, unto the meek, which is the Israelites as a whole, right? The wicked and the hopeful elect. Because why? There's going to be a what? A selection in the day of that's going to come out of America, which is the 1/3. That's the only one going to be saved out of America. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to what? To proclaim the liberty of the captives. Luke 1 and 68 through 71. The liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord. That's salvation, man. That's true reparations. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, which is the kingdom of heaven, and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn. To appoint unto them that moan in Zion. Those are the Israelites. What that is, 62 in verse 11. Listen to this here. Behold, the Lord Yahweh has proclaimed unto the end of the world, say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, which is the Israelite, behold, thy salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. Verse 2 again, 61 and 2. Isaiah 61 and 2. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that moan, to appoint unto them who? The Israelites, mainly the hopeful elect in this time, that moan in Zion, the Israelite, because Israel, Jerusalem is a people before a place, because the people in that land, they're in that land at the present moment, because they're the true, they're the what? They're the rulers of the earth at the present moment. But to give unto them the kingdom of heaven, for ashes the oil of joy, for mourning the what? The garment of praise. What is that? This word. This is our comfort in knowing this. For the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called the tree of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, Yahweh, that he might be glorified. And they shall build. Who gonna build? Our slaves. Red man, that's your future. The old wasters, because Esau, land over here in America will be wasted. But guess what? It won't be no more. Excuse me. It won't be no more building in this devil's kingdom, because this place will only be a memory of what, of the hell that the Israelites caught over here in America. But guess what? It won't be remembered. Because the memory that we're gonna have, is gonna be right before our face. Because why? Because you're gonna be at our feet. You're gonna be bowing down. That's true rulership. That's true reparations. And they shall build the old wastes. They shall raise up the former desolation, meaning our homeland. And they shall repair the what? The waste cities. The desolation, because Jerusalem is gonna get it too. It's gonna get leveled. It's just like it's getting leveled now. The desolation of many generations, and strangers, meaning other nations, shall stand and feed your flock. Why you don't talk about these strangers? And strangers shall stand and feed your flock, and the plow, and the sons of the aliens. Who are those? Y'all know who they are. Now they call us aliens. Shall be your plowmen, and your what? Your vine dressers. That's slavery. Those are slaves, y'all. But ye, the Israelites, shall be named the priests of the Lord Yahweh. Men shall call you the what? The ministers of our God. Ye shall eat the riches, meaning their wealth, because we're going to take everything that you have taken from us and we're going to take it back. The riches of the Gentiles, meaning the other nations, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. In that day, you're going to know what true reparations is. Verse 9 of Isaiah 61 and 9. And their seed, meaning the Israelites, shall be known. And they're going to be a big mystery. We not be walking around here talking about saving the heathen, especially if Esau, even the so-called white man. And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, meaning you heathens, you true heathens, and you true Gentiles, in their offspring among the people, all that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which the Lord Yahweh has blessed. That's true reparations. And being what? And that being blessed is you being what? Being bowed down at our feet. So on that note, we say, call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rukah Kudash, Shalom.